Well, here we go again. Just as it was with the Nord Stream attack, it seems Western intelligence are determined to commit yet another act of industrial sabotage. Russia's foreign services, the SVR, have just revealed that the UK secret services are preparing attacks on Russia's so-called shadow fleet of oil tankers.
According to London's plan, such a campaign should be triggered by a high-profile incident with one or more tankers. The plan provides for the organization of a major act of sabotage, the damage resulting from which will make it possible to declare the transportation of Russian oil a threat to all international shipping. This will untie the West's hands in choosing methods of counteraction. This could ultimately mean detaining any suspicious vessels in international waters and escorting them to the ports of NATO states.
Now, of course, the British won't be getting their hands dirty themselves. They will be taking a director's role and allowing the Ukrainians to take the blame, much like they did when Russia's Nord Stream was destroyed, cutting off Europe's supply of cheap and reliable Russian gas. Gas that's now being replaced, surprise, surprise, with LNG from the USA. And it doesn't take a genius to work out that that was always the plan in Washington. They even warned us what was coming.
There will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
How will you do that exactly, since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control?
We will, I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
Now, let's not forget that in the immediate aftermath of the attack, the Western media actually accused Russia of destroying its own pipeline. Then later, they decided it was Ukrainians in a sailboat with a mystery mastermind called Vladimir Z in charge. You can't make this stuff up. But back in official America, no one was concealing their delight that the pipeline had finally been destroyed.
I am. And I think the administration is very gratified to know that Nord Stream 2 is now, as you like to say, a hunk of metal at the bottom of the sea.
So now it seems we're watching the same movie all over again. This time it's oil tankers, but the playbook is the same. Whether it's alleged threats to undersea cables, cyber attacks or disinformation, the Western client media eagerly plays along, planting the seeds of fear while providing absolutely zero evidence for their claims.
But so far, officials said, investigations involving the United States and a half-dozen European security services have turned up no indication that commercial ships suspected of dragging anchors across seabed systems did so intentionally or at the direction of Moscow. Instead, U.S. and European officials said that the evidence gathered to date, including intercepted communications and other classified intelligence, points to accidents caused by inexperienced crews serving aboard poorly maintained vessels.
Maybe Russia's Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova put it best when she pointed out the fact that Russia is always guilty, even before the so-called crimes are committed.
Let me remind you that in the West, the perpetrators were identified even before the investigation began. That's how it always happens with them. Such publications are usually commented on by those who were previously involved in the condemned topic. We are waiting at the microphones for everyone who has previously made a false accusation.
So as Ukraine's so-called partners become increasingly desperate, it seems their attempts to escalate this conflict become just as desperate. Let's all hope the SVR's warnings deterred the British and their friends. But given their past adventures, I wouldn't hold your breath.